Now, Manchester's plans to cut its carbon emissions by nearly half get government approval tonight when the Climate Change Minister, Ed Miliband, attends a rally at Manchester Central. He's hosting the event along with Friends of the Earth, whose spokesman, Dave Coleman, joins me now. Welcome, Dave. Good to see you.
Good afternoon, Andy.
A coincidence that it's happening at the same time as the Copenhagen summit?
It's certainly a coincidence that Mr Miliband happens to be coming to Manchester today, and we thought we would take advantage of that by inviting the council to use the event to launch the plan. But no coincidence that the plan's ready this week, because 2 or 3 months ago the council looked at the timescales and thought we need to have an action plan in place to say how we're going to do what we need to do. Copenhagen will be a fantastic place to launch it, and from the council's point of view, put Manchester absolutely at the forefront of cities in the UK and possibly the world.
Well, Copenhagen is a venue for 192 countries and thousands of delegates, but closer
Absolutely.
to home, what is Manchester planning to do to cut our carbon emissions? Because everybody thinks it's a great idea, but when it comes to individuals acting, they seem to be less willing.
Absolutely, and we've been giving politicians stick for years about, you keep setting targets, but what are you going to do about it? So this plan is Manchester's plan for what we are going to do about it. And it's not the council's plan. It's been put together by 150 different people and organisations, business people, employers, schools, young people, environmental campaigners, right across the spectrum, all of us jointly contributing to it. So it very much is the plan for the city.
And the policies are what?
There's a whole pile of things. There's 180 different actions, but they involve things like rolling out much faster insulation of homes to make our homes warmer and safer, looking at our street lighting and switching away from old-fashioned incandescent types of lighting to LED-based lighting, introducing green apprenticeships within the training colleges in Manchester, because so many businesses now have to get to grips with these issues and they need trained staff to do it, and there's an opportunity for Manchester to train those staff. There's even an action looking at the possibility of giving everybody in Manchester, if they want it, a day's green training so that they understand the issues and know how to save carbon and save money in their lives.
We must be clear here. When we say Manchester, we mean the city of Manchester, not Greater Manchester, which has 9 other boroughs. Are they following Manchester's lead at all?
Well, it's interesting that you say that. Manchester absolutely has taken the lead, but while the plan was still being written, the plan was presented to what's known as the Environment Commission that has oversight of all of those 10 areas. The leaders of those councils have seen what Manchester has done, and a number of them are attending our event this evening to see Mr Miliband. So we're very optimistic in Friends of the Earth, and I'm sure the council is, that the other 9 authorities will follow Manchester's lead.
Let's talk about it internationally briefly, because that affects us all. It's one planet, and we're all living on it. 192 countries to come to an agreement that has got to go across international boundaries and all political parties. It'll be like herding cats, won't it, Dave, to get them all together, surely? Absolutely.
It's already being talked about as the most historic meeting in human history. Nothing like this has ever been attempted.
But they've all got vested interests. To get them to come together with a cohesive strategy for global warming and the dealing with it is going to be tough.
Absolutely. And only on Saturday, 50,000 people walked through London on what was called the Wave March, which you may have seen covered on TV. I was fortunate enough to be invited to number 10 to meet the Prime Minister, and he said exactly that. We made the point that we need a strong deal from Copenhagen, and the challenge is not to get any deal, but to get a strong deal, or no deal rather than a bad deal.
So we've got to get a deal we can deliver rather than a great deal that's not going to happen.
Absolutely, and I think our politicians are recognising that, so we have to keep our fingers crossed and wish them the best of luck negotiating for us.
Terrific. We'll have to leave it there, but good luck with your plans. Dave, thanks very much indeed for your time.